I'm not surprised that Focus on the Family picked this piece of research. It's not the first time my work has been appropriated for purposes that I find pretty unacceptable.
Dr. Kyle Pruett is an internationally known child psychiatrist and expert on children, family relationships, and fathers. One of Dr. Pruett's books was quoted by Focus on the Family founder and chairman James Dobson in a guest article for Time magazine. In the article, Dobson commented on the news that Vice President Cheney's daughter Mary is pregnant and intends to raise the child with Heather Poe, her partner of 15 years. Dr. Dobson feels that 2 mommies is one too many.
I was disappointed, I was dismayed, and frankly I was kind of mortified that my work would be within paragraphs of the conclusions that he drew about the fate of the Cheney's grandchild. He neglected the part of the book that deals directly with the fate of the children of the families that grow up in gay and lesbian relationships. There is no science that says those children are at risk. I am the son of a Baptist minister, and I was raised to sort of stand up for what you believe. And this seemed to be, it's not my first interchange with Focus on the Family or their ideas, but this one really got my attention because I thought Dr. Dobson overreached considerably in the conclusions he reached in his guest article using my research. That's why I wanted to talk to the man about it. It looked like a cheap shot. I couldn't believe that's what he would do. He's a very thoughtful, well-educated guy. And so that's why when I wrote him a letter, it was directly to him, and I never heard back from him. Dr. Dobson, I'd like to discuss with you what my research does say about fathers and what it does not say. You're quite right that you quoted from my book that fathers are vitally important because they do not mother, and that children thrive when they have the input of a mother and a father, partly because they go about this in such different ways. But that's not all I said, Dr. Dobson. I also said that it is the love that surrounds children that prepares them to give to the world and protect themselves from its difficulties and its confusions and its dangers. I am far more interested in progress in these matters than I am either partisanship or polarization or politicization of these incredibly intimate matters, and that I was asking for a dialogue. But he called my request preposterous. He called me a homosexual activist. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but the dialogue is how you get things understood, not name-calling. I learned that in church too. I'm not the first or probably the last scientist to raise questions about the use of their material by Focus on the Family or by any other groups. One of the things I know as a parenting expert, and I'm sure Dr. Dobson knows this too, is that parents are pretty tired of being yelled at by all of us for not doing the right thing, but not enough of it. Parents need the peace and the security to discover who their children are, how best to love them, and how best to convey their own values and beliefs to them in ways that make sense within their family context. And so I think we ought to be using our moments cautiously and thoughtfully, not just to get the media's attention because we got one more polar thing to do to people we care about.
To help counter right-wing disinformation campaigns and support the work of Truth Wins Out, visit truthwinsout.org.